Cabin crew, the invisible presence. In taking command, we often talk about systems in aviation, but there's another system that doesn't rely on fuel or software, it runs on people. Every time an aircraft door closes and the flight begins, there's a team already in motion, unseen from the cockpit, yet central to every safe operation: the cabin crew. Their story began almost a century ago. In the 1920s, cabin crew were called stewards, mostly men, mostly there for comfort. They lifted luggage, handed out meals, and tried to make passengers forget the noise, the vibration, and the fear of early flight. Then, in 1930, a nurse named Ellen Church changed everything. She convinced airlines that women with medical training could offer more than comfort. They could bring care, professionalism, and calm authority to an unfamiliar world above the clouds. It was a quiet revolution that reshaped aviation. From that moment on, the role grew. Through the decades of glamour and jet-age style, through designer uniforms and champagne smiles, the essence of the job stayed the same: protect, reassure, and serve. But as aviation matured, so did its lessons. Accidents and near misses taught the industry that survival didn't depend on luck. It depended on preparation, and on the people trained to respond when everything else stopped working. By the 1970s, airlines began to redefine the profession. Training moved beyond etiquette into safety procedures, emergency management, and aviation and security protocols. Cabin crew learned to fight fires, perform CPR, open emergency exits, and lead evacuations. Over the years, there have been moments that remind us of what that training truly means. In 1986, during the hijacking of Pan Am Flight 73 in Karachi, senior flight purser Nirja Banot helped passengers hide their passports and opened an emergency exit during the final assault, saving dozens of lives before losing her own. In 1990, on British Airways Flight 5390, a windscreen blew out, and the captain was pulled halfway outside the aircraft. Flight attendant Nigel Ogden held onto his legs for more than 20 minutes until the plane landed safely. And, more recently, in 2024, a Bombardier Challenger 604 made an off-airport landing. The passengers survived because a single flight attendant drew on her evacuation training, guiding them through a baggage hatch moments before fire consumed the cabin. None of these moments were about heroism. They were about professionalism under pressure, the kind that doesn't come from adrenaline, but from preparation, from knowing that panic never helps anyone out of a burning aircraft. But not every act of importance happens in an emergency. Most happen quietly, when turbulence hits and the cabin remains calm. When a passenger panics and finds a voice that steadies them, when a child is frightened or a medical situation unfolds at 37,000 feet and a calm, trained presence makes the difference. Cabin crew do all this while being the face of the airline, balancing empathy with authority and patience with precision. They routinely manage conflicts, de-escalate tension, deliver medical care, and still smile as they take care of the safety and comfort of every guest. Behind that professionalism lies something deeper: the human system, the flow of trust and communication between cockpit and cabin. Cabin crew are the cockpit's eyes and ears, sensing, observing, and relaying vital safety information when it matters most, contributing to efficient operations and sound decision-making. Communication is the most vital tool. When it works, it's invisible. When it breaks, awareness fades and safety begins to erode. So, cabin crew communication isn't small talk. It's coordination, empathy, and clarity without ego and without assumption. The skies are changing. Aircraft are getting smarter, more automated. But reassurance to humankind will always belong to people. Technology can make calculations, but it can't kneel beside a frightened passenger or steady a trembling hand or decide to re-enter a burning cabin because someone might still be inside. Show not what has been done, but what can be. In a world of checklists and procedures, that line from Umberto Eco's The Name of the Rose reminds us that the real art of flying lies in the human capacity to adapt, to move through the labyrinth when there's no written path. That's something only humans can do. And that's why the cabin crew is there to apply equally safety and common sense in the highly dynamic universe of aviation. I've personally flown with thousands of them over the years, some young, some experienced, all different, yet all sharing the same quiet discipline. They arrive before the passengers, check the equipment, review procedures, brief, and prepare, often unseen, often under pressure, and by the time the passengers board, they're already performing. Their professionalism and empathy are a combination of skill and soul that makes every flight feel safe and human. So next time you board a plane, take a moment before you find your seat. Look at the cabin crew greeting you. Behind that smile is hours of training, nights away from home, and the responsibility of keeping everyone safe, including you. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry beautifully reminded us in The Little Prince, what is essential is invisible to the eye. Goodbye, and until the next episode, enjoy the journey.